Welcome back, Saints. I've got a lot of things to get through. I lost a lot of footage, but found this. That terrified me when that started up. So I got confused with dating a bunch of my raw footage. So I ended up accidentally deleting the first portion of this process. But I'm here building, or growing, a living ship if everything goes well. Like I said, I lost the footage for the first step, so we're jumping in at the second step. And they repeatedly instruct you to go to these monoliths and to speak with them. If it's your first time coming to one of these for the living ship process, the machine is aware that you don't have the recipes, so it gives you the technology to be able to go and get those recipes. And right here, you can see I was given the solar ray. And also the blueprint for the pulsating core. This is for the living ship itself. Magnetized ferrite and cobalt, and it's not too expensive. So we flew around, found ourselves a little deposit, saw some sodium next to a deposit. Perfect opportunity to stop and grab some important stuff. Yeah, we used a solar ray to absorb all this material to make liquid sun. A very cool sounding item, liquid sun. Wonder if I can make food out of this later. So we built the pulsating core, and we headed straight back over to that monolith. And once I give this to the monolith, here we go. My exosuit has a weird reaction with the egg, and I'm given something really cool, a fragile heart. Though nothing more than a cluster of cells, it is already possible to detect the soft beating of this proto-heart. Very cool. Alright, that's all we needed from this world. I'm gonna head back to the warp nail. Home at last. I need to decorate this place up. I wonder how this is looking. So here's the mature neural stems I do have. Some exotic stuff that I like collecting. Crate of timeless material. I mean, that just sounds cool. You remember the lyrical brochure, right? Yeah, plenty of safe stuff. So I haven't got much in the way of recordings, but I have been sending frigates out on expeditions. So that was the first day, and I actually took a break at this point. So here's the next day. My fragile heart is fully grown. Put that there. We decided to head back to Igor's chapel. Yes. Those that know, they know. So I got loads of those. Made sure I got extras. So it looks okay right now, but this bank space that I've got here will deplete very quickly. We'll put all of this ship material together. So now we're going to go do the next part of the living ship. The idea is, while you've got this egg on your person and you boost through space, you will be stopped by these. You are on our path. We see it. We understand where it leads. It is necessary. Perhaps we thank you, perhaps? The words of this ship ring in my ears. We have real expression, an unsynthesized quality, and yet I see no pilot. My dance with this strange life form, for I am convinced this ship is alive, continues. It has bound to me, and this egg is the bridge. Very cool. It gave us some coordinates. I wasted absolutely no time and headed straight there. Once we got there, we was given a signal to a planet. We boosted straight on over, and we found a bubble planet, a frothing planet, and it looked like this. Bubbles everywhere. Honestly, when I entered, I kind of got a bit mesmerized and flew around for a little while. Eventually I landed. I believe it's sending me to another monolith. Although, I think this might have actually been the last step I needed. Found myself a little awestruck again. I mean, it's nice. It looks nice here. Here we are, here's the monolith we needed. Interestingly, I did notice how it didn't matter what type of planet or star system I was in, every interaction regarding the living ship implied it's to do with the Korvax, which I thought was strange. Well, the monolith gave us the item we needed, an impossible membrane, auto-regenerating life form. Well, the ingredients seem easy enough. Let's go check it out. It's telling us to go underwater into the inky black ocean. Well, that's very safe. Like, I knew there was crashed ships down here. I didn't know there was buildings, though. So this was interesting. Look at this worm thing. I wonder how dangerous it is. Oh, yeah, no, it was very dangerous. I think I actually had a bit of a overreaction to it as well. So I think I might need to actually put a weapon on my multi-tool now. After calming down, we decided to actually go make some steps to help our situation out. That was dramatic. Oh, what a beautiful view. The warp nail. Look at the space station. Space station. Yeah, a very simple design. It's like all NPCs have the same things in the same stations. And it's right here where I discovered I can flick over to the freighter and then slide through all the different safe areas. So that's a game changer. So I got a little distracted, decided to investigate one of the planets. While flying around, found a whole bunch of oxygen. Couldn't resist. Look at this thing. It's hideous and, like 10 feet tall? So I decided the pulse splitter was too awkward to build, and I just put a plasma launcher on the multi-tool instead. Alright, time to go back to shoot one of those worm things. I didn't get distracted this time, headed straight back for the planet we needed. Make sure that's selected. Here we are. Nice. Lovely entry, basically blinded. So it's about to be daytime, and daytime came around pretty quickly. Like this. Bam, that was bright. The colours of this planet during the day are quite nice, pastel colours, deep reds. So we flew across half the planet. Look at these oceans, the water physics look nice. I found an island, landed on it. Carved myself a little access tunnel into the ocean. Yeah, underwater looks amazing. Great attention to detail. Crystal sulfate? I'm sure that'll be useful at some point. Some aurora looking thing. What's that? Alluring specimen? What is that? Let's go check it out. I don't know what it is. I can't even see what I'm looking at. Like, there's nothing here. Is it this red thing? I don't know. So I must have been under the water for like 2 whole consecutive days, just popping up just to recharge oxygen. Found one. It doesn't know I'm here, and I'm just gonna blast grenades at it. Yeah, die. I was never afraid. I was just unprepared. Look at the size of this eyeball. So once I surfaced, I realised there was literally no land in all directions that I could see, except this like little bit that almost was land. So I built a platform. It didn't even take that long, actually. Surprisingly effective. Yeah, flattened it all out once I got enough area. And yeah, there it is. It just summoned right in. Didn't even have a problem. Amazing. So next was living water, and we found it by boosting through space and encountering this beautiful thing. A wave of calm washes over me as my communicator turns itself to this beautiful giant. The message is not conventional broadcast, but an analog transmission of pure emotion. I let the feeling take hold as I contemplate the being before me. I make a request of the peaceful traveller before me, despite having no shared language. It appears to understand me, even to have been expecting this. It convulses, and I receive what I need. The being continues on its journey. Yeah, Megafauna is awesome. 150 living water. We're ready. We're done here. So, into the inventory, impossible membrane. Yes, thank you very much. We'll head to the frequency again. I love approaching these structures. They look really cool on any world. We handed in the impossible membrane, and the monolith gave us the next item we was looking for. Yeah, this whole process is really cool. A fragile shell. Translucent and impossibly thin, the shell is no more than the merest breath of glass, and yet the potential is clear. A relentless, multiplicative hardening, adding constantly to its strength. A fragment of life. Very cool. I will nurture this. So since we've done what I actually set out to do on this specific day, we headed back to the warp nail, basically just to check a bunch of random stuff that I didn't actually care about any of it. Although I did find it quite interesting. I found a star system with loads of data that I can just buy. So that's brain, heart, and shell. That was it for this day. So here we're on another day, and we've got our first example, or at least another example, where I've got all of my content mixed up. I wanted to talk about the frigate thing. This expedition stuff you can send them on is really cool. They go out and they just do their own missions and bring back loads of cool stuff. Like this thing, the Dream Aerial. This is a whole thing. A signal receiver and amplifier, tuned to the wavelength of the unconscious mind. It finds megafauna for you. I wonder if I can get megafauna frigates. So we have the growing singularity here, and I haven't shown you how I got the growing singularity. We'll get round to that, but first, I decided to go build the Dream Aerial, or at least get the blueprints for it. We summoned the anomaly. We're getting much better at not getting distracted when we enter here. So we ran straight up to the terminal we needed to. We brought everything that we needed to get. That wasn't very difficult. I didn't know I needed a blueprint for glass. That was strange. Headed straight back to the warp nail. Top down view. Yeah. Safe. I need space lube and glass to make living glass. I mean, it doesn't seem too bad. Gamma root and fecium. Well, I can make some fecium. Okay, so we're back on track again. Here's the living shell that we was maturing earlier. Translucent, reflective, iridescent, impossibly strong. This shell swiftly reconfigures itself upon damage, knitting itself back together stronger than ever before. The newly formed bonds create memory in glass, reflecting back the light absorbed at the moment of damage. So that's cool. Yeah, we've got one of those now. So we made a few more, put them with the rest of them, and headed out into space. Hey, it's another one. You will perform the binding. We see you assembling the components like the metal masters before you, and yet, you share a mind like the other iterations, yet you do not converge. Perhaps you will understand. Each time this being floods my ship with their beautiful song, I attempt to commit the experience to memory, to recall it for later. And yet when it fades from my present, it fades entirely. All I have is navigation data. I'm really fascinated by the megafauna. We're going to follow the signal. We're going to head straight to that star, wasting no time at all. Egg frequency coordinates. Yep, straight over. Well, we stumbled across this. I thought that was pretty cool. Pirate-controlled monitoring station. Yeah, very cool looking. Naturally, I shot it down, of course, doing my bit for society. Then got attacked by pirates. Can I really say I got attacked when it's like I'm punching down? And we got back on task and headed to the void egg frequency coordinates. That's a mouthful. Milestone accomplished. Legend? Yes, I am. Now check out this portal looking building thing. Now, this place is interesting. It's dangerous to be here, but look at this thing. They actually look really, really cool. The flora here looks strange, like these egg-looking things as well. Everything. Hey, do these symbols mean anything? Started to feel uneasy and just, back to the task we were set to interact with this, building thing. The egg, the heart, the skin, the nerves, they're all aware that something is happening, even if they can't comprehend what it is. Again, very interesting. This is super interesting. It gave us the equipment we need for an animus beam to create seeds of glass. Very cool. Alright, let's go back over to the warp nail, build the animus beam, and we flew back. Well, flew to a different world, I think. Look at this. Very cool, very pretty looking. The world has a very peaceful energy to it, despite the fact that the Sentinels here are extremely hostile. So we got that car out. Yeah, we just decided to boost everywhere to get away from it. Sentinels can't count. Proof. So I must have spent a real whole world day here. I got back on task eventually to collect this fragmented qualia. Yeah, it's like soul fragments. You shoot an animal, and you absorb its soul fragments, and you stick it in this machine to make a glass seed soul machine. It's pretty macabre when you think about it, but yo, I need my living ship. Took quite a few animals. Firestorm whipped up. Realised my car didn't do much to help me, so I got out of the car and just did the usual dig a really big hole. Yeah, I'm never going to doubt this method. It's probably saved this whole playthrough multiple times at this point. So I let things cool down on the surface before I headed back out. And now it's nighttime. The flowers here look amazing. This whole world has a really nice ambience to it. I befriended a giant butterfly. Yeah, this is a cool one. I like this one. Very pretty. I tried to befriend a sentinel. I had to go hide in a cave. Realised that I had enough of that quanta stuff to build that seed of glass. And we headed back to the portal-looking building. This thing. We gave it the seed of glass that we made. The machine did a bizarre thing and gave me a growing singularity. A slow knitting together of flesh, neurons and antimatter. So yeah, we got one of them now. We were done on this planet, so we headed back into space, and we pulsed on over to the warp nail. Home sweet home. So yeah, here's that growing singularity. That's how we got it. What an ugly item. Singularity, hardened shell, mature heart, and its brain. So while I was letting that thing mature, I decided to go do a few more bits. Maybe I can get something for the pulse splitter. And we headed over to the space station in the system. Yeah, it's a cool looking machine. Yeah, it looks very cool here. All the space stations look good, let's be real. Naturally, I was disappointed with the things they had available, but I did manage to get myself a thermal protection module. Check out this pilot. So, I spoke to him, and I decided to recruit him. He's an S-class pilot with his ship. Cool. So I checked out his ship, C-class. Yeah, that Korvax was just pure skill. Anyway, we was done in here. We actually hopped a few stars, ended up in a freighter battle, saved them, went on board, and decided just to request payment. Pay me money. There's our baby. Well, so I'll do the living ship in 2 parts, and this was part 1. Thank you for joining me.